Would you like to support the Insiders? Pick up some merch now. Support us by getting a shirt, a hoodie. Support Abby's window. Get a Shenanigans shirt. Whatever you'd like. Pick up some merch now. Insiders Pro Wrestling. The link is at the end of the video.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Between the Ropes. It is Sunday night, of course, and we've gotten we're getting together because there's been a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff happened. Big pay-per-view yesterday, and a lot of news coming out of that, and a lot of news coming out of the stuff that's gone on this week. So we're spending the night with you guys, and this, of course. We've got one more show, which will be Abby's Abode tomorrow, and then we will be off until after. What's that? Okay. Okay. Glad you let me know. Okay. So all we have then, this will be our last show, of course, before the holidays. So we'll say happy Thanksgiving to all of you. We won't see you again until when's our next show? Is it Survivor Series? Yeah. Saturday, right?
Yep.
Okay. So our next show then will be Survivor Series for WWE. So you'll have to join us for that. That should be a fun show. Their last big pay-per-view of the year. A lot of stuff, a lot of storylines and stuff going on for that, and a lot of things that should be exciting. Maybe some surprises. We'll see. That will Joe eat crow? Is one of the discussions that might come out of that. I did eat a little crow yesterday too, or Saturday rather. Yeah, yesterday was Saturday. Yeah, I did eat a little crow there too, unfortunately. But what are you gonna do? So this will be it until next Saturday. So we're basically gonna have the week off. Nothing for Impact, obviously, with Thanksgiving and things like that. The next Impact show, I think, the following week, the following Thursday should be the IPWF stuff. Because they are going to tape that. I believe that might even be, it could even be tonight that's going down live. I can't remember, but it's either tonight or it's next Saturday. I'm not sure which, but they're going to show that, and we'll be able to do that. That'll be a lot of fun. So that'll probably be our next Impact show. Keep your eyes peeled to the channel. I'm going to start working on the TIGS Awards. I did get a lot of your responses from that. Appreciate it. And I will be starting to get that all going together, and we create a poll for that. So we'll have the link out everywhere. It'll be on our Twitter. It'll be on YouTube. So you can go and vote for our end of the year Insiders TIGS Awards, which happen every year since we've started. So we will have that out shortly as well. So All right, so let's get started. We've got see what we've got here. We've got Brandon Wayne Lewis. Hello, Clown is here. James Grant is here. What's up, James? Greg is here. Derek's here. What's up, Derek? Melonhead is here. John G is here. We've got Craig. Hello, Craig. We have Brandon and Brandon. Hello to the Brandons. We have Barry Monkey from Twitch. Is an Impact on? They recorded a turkey soup match on Thanksgiving. I doubt it. I doubt it. I don't think so. I wouldn't think they would have a show on Thanksgiving. I don't remember them ever having a show on Thanksgiving that we've done before. So I would doubt it. I would highly doubt it. Maybe that'll be on YouTube or something like that. Who knows? I have Bonus Baby in the house as well. And Mark is here also. Hello to you all. Hope you're having a great weekend and hoping you're preparing for Thanksgiving. What's going on, Jeff? It's Sunday night. We're back. We have a good deal of stuff on the plate, so to speak. I guess a good metaphor for the upcoming holiday. But a lot of stuff happening last night. A lot of things in the wrestling world. Some good, some not so good. The not so good things, unfortunately, happened. A lot of it outside of the ring and outside of wrestling. We'll get to that a little bit later. But as usual, Jeff, a lot to talk about.
Yeah, a lot to talk about. I will go ahead and admit I am extremely exhausted. And I have a very short fuse, so that should make for a lot of fun.
Oh, yeah. We both might lay into that grievances segment tonight a little bit more than usual, because I've got some stuff too. It's just stuff that I saw. I can't even believe some of it. It's just such a joke, with some of the stuff that's out there. Mostly a lot of it targeting wrestlers and things like that. It's just such garbage. We had another incident that I'll get to in my grievance as well that happened over this past week that made headlines on Twitter, which was gross. Also, so much of that happening that it's just disgusting. I mean, I even had to put a post on Twitter about tribalism in the world of wrestling, and that's a shame that I have to do that. But unfortunately, it's how it's become. So. The Bray Wyatt shirts. Yeah, Craig. Yeah. That's been out there. I did share that the day that happened. Very cool. Even, Jeff, even people found a way to complain about those.
Of course.
When I posted it on our channel, and I'm not going to say anything, but someone complained about it, saying that the designs were copied from old shirts, and saying that some were even copied from other places. Like, it was just ridiculous, man. Like, who cares? It's a tribute to a wrestler who's passed on. Like, who cares where they came? Who cares what? Like, I just don't get it. I just don't get it. All right. Well, we're going to get into it. We've got a lot to talk about tonight, so we're going to get started right off the rip. And Jeff, I'm not really sure. I guess we'll start with breaking news. I don't know that there's really much breaking news other than what happened yesterday. And which we're going to go over in depth in the actual news part of it. I guess, let me think here. I'm trying to think if I saw any headlines today. There is one that we were shared on our Twitter, which was a headline about the theme music for Monday Night Raw. Obviously going to be changed. It could even be as soon as tomorrow's Raw. So a lot of people didn't like that theme music, and apparently it is going to change. So that was one of the little headlines I saw. Obviously nothing humongous, nothing big.
Can I make a comment to that?
Yeah, do.
I guess this will be the first time that I show how tired and short my fuse is. I'm really tired of wrestling media spoiling everything.
Oh, yes.
How about just let me be surprised that there's a new theme on Raw and be happy about it? Every time somebody flipping parts in a wrestling company, I don't want to know about it. I don't need to know about it. Just report the news, report stuff as it happens, and stop all the spoiling stuff. I get that it's cool to charge people to access that content, but it's not always needed. So, all right, I'm gonna settle down.
It's funny. It's funny Jeff mentioned that because we got messages from people about the same exact thing, and I think it was Derek. Derek, you could correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you mentioned something very similar in a DM, saying that it's sickening that all this stuff got spoiled. Like these big things that happened on AEW last night were all pretty much spoiled, and that takes away a lot of that. People you try to avoid it, but you if you're on the socials at all, you're going to see things trending, right? Even if you go to your main page of your Twitter account, you're going to see you saw Osprey's name was trending. So
Yep.
and then you're curious, well, why is his name trending? Obviously it got to be signed somewhere, and maybe you're a TNA or Impact fan, and you're like, ooh, did he sign? And then you click it, and then all of a sudden, nope, he's going to be the guy who signed with AEW. So yeah, it is getting kind of gross. It is getting really really bad. And I know, people will say, well, you could just avoid it all. It's really difficult to do. Even if you want to open stuff up and you don't want to look for things, you get bombarded with it anyway, and it really is getting, it's getting kind of out of control. Like just so much of this stuff, that gets leaked, and these big announcements and stuff like that. I can't imagine that Khan was happy about it because he wanted this to be a big thing and stuff like that, and everybody kind of knew. The Ronda thing happened the night before. Some people had assumed it was going to be Ronda that was the surprise, and it just, I don't know. I agree, man. It's just getting gross, and it takes a lot away from the fun. It really does, man. It's like Jeff and I were talking about that horror movie, The Slasher, that's coming out Thanksgiving. Yeah. If you knew the ending, it blows the whole thing.
Yeah, and I guess my other thing is, if you're one of these folks, one of these sites that shares information, here's what I would suggest. I mean, I know I'm nobody in the wrestling world. You don't have to listen to me, but what would really be nice if you said special story regarding WWE on our website, click here. You know what? Because I'm not going to click.
Yep.
So I don't have to worry about it.
Yep.
So I'm, I wish it would be done that way, as opposed to, oh, Raw might be getting a new theme. Click here to read this story. Oh, by the way, you got to subscribe, $4.99 or whatever the hell you want to charge this week. So it's just like, okay, I get it. You got a job to do. I appreciate that, but don't put it in front of people that way. Let
Yep.
people determine whether or not they want to spoil things from themselves. Not all of us do.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, 100%. 100%. And I listen, I don't begrudge anybody making money or
Not at
doing
all.
what they want to do and
Get the
all that
bag.
kind of stuff for whatever they want to do it for. But like Jeff said, yeah, I mean, there's ways you can do that. Just say, hey, if you want to know what it is, click this and subscribe, whatever it is you got to do. And then you go and you see it, right? It's like some people have Discords and stuff, and in the Discord, they have a spoiler room. Where if you want to see it, you go in that room. If you don't, then you don't. They give you a choice. Now it just bloop and it gets just blurted out. Like I said, it ruins everything. Movies and stuff were like that for a good while too, where people were getting a hold of scripts and they were ruining the movie ahead of time. And but those at least, those people can be sued, and they got to be careful. And most of the time, when stuff like that gets put on there, it gets taken down, ripped off the socials right away by the movie company. So at least there's that. But yeah, man, it's really hard. It's really really hard to enjoy this, which so much of the wrestling business and so much of this is a surprise. It's storylines that let's say somebody came out with a plot who knew ahead of time what Raw was, or what what WrestleMania results were going to be, and they stuck it out there. It ruins the entire thing for everyone. Everybody gets the whole thing ruined. Imagine people who buy tickets. And you're like, well, I guess I'll still go, but I mean, like, now I know what's going to happen, so it ruins it all. Yeah, I don't know. It's just gotten out of hand, and while these companies tried to work really hard to stop it, listen, you can get connections anywhere. The guy who's the janitor in the arena that the show is happening in can waffle you out some information and stuff like that for a few bucks, and so yeah, it's just an ongoing problem, and it really it sucks, for in the entertainment business. It sucks. It just sucks. So yeah, not exactly the same, but it's crap if you're in another time zone and you don't want to stay up until 4 a.m. for pay-per-view. You got to get up the next day to watch, look at Twitter first, post a picture of your breakfast, and before you realize you've seen all the results. Yeah,
Yep.
I totally agree, dude. Totally agree. It absolutely does suck.
It's all about that engagement.
Mhm. It really does suck. Yep, it really does.
I said this in the chat, but I'm going to say it loud enough so somebody can hear it. But, and if you say any of this to some of these writers, like, hey, instead of putting the whole thing out there, how about just say we got a special story on fill in the blank company? Then they call you. Oh, then they say, oh, well, you've never done journalism before, so you don't know what you're talking about. Or, oh, you're just mad because you have to pay for it. Listen, get your money, chase your bag, whatever. Don't F it up for all of us wrestling fans who like the element of surprise. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And it's not fair either for them to retort and say, we'll stay off the social media. Well, some people can't do that. What if I don't know, what if you use social media for your job? Or what if you use it for, I mean, like Jeff does. What if you have to do that for marketing? Or what if you have something else going on there? Well, you can't. So then, what's their answer to that? Well, tough beans. Who cares? If you but that's I don't know, it just it just really sucks. It's not fun. It doesn't make it fun for everyone. And it just ruins everything. I used to I hate when things get ruined for me, and it's everywhere. It's everywhere. Wrestling, it's big, of course, because of but it's everywhere now. Movies get ruined, plots for films get ruined, endings get ruined. It's everywhere, and people are making big bucks off of it, man. Because once somebody puts that up, what's the big superhero movie for next year is Deadpool 3, right? What if somebody comes up, puts out a video in January, Deadpool 3 leak reveals ending of movie? Well, everybody's gonna look, because you're like, oh, well, I want to know what this is. You're gonna click it, you're gonna look at it, you're gonna spoil it, and then it ruins it for you. So I don't know, man. It's like fighting a losing battle. It's a new way of these, of people out there to, and I'm not even talking just the big guys either. I'm talking even the smaller channels now are doing it too. I see channels that are just starting and stuff that are getting into that. They're falling into that with the spoilers, with the this and that, because they in essence read the dirt sheets. So they read the sheets, and then they'll go out and they'll do a video. Oh, look what I read, and look what this is going to be. And then they're getting into it too. It's just a shame, man. I worked in journalism. Jeff worked in journalism, and yes, there were shady papers out there, newspapers back in the day, that wrote a lot of garbage and a lot of shady crap, and would release a lot of shady stuff. But that's not how we were taught in our, in my journalism classes in school and things like that. We're not taught to do that. So it's not everybody, but it's grabbing the money, and that's unfortunate. It's just unfortunate. So, okay, well, rant one over. There will probably be more, but let's get into the news, shall we, Jeff? We get into the headlines here.
Yeah, let's do it. Just trying to change up something real quick here. All right, first one up.
Well, we're starting right off here. Let me preface this.
Might as well rip the Band-Aid off.
Yep. Yeah. Let me. Jeff just had it little peeled up a little bit. Now it's just gonna come. Let me preface this by saying, number one, this man is great at what he does. He is a tremendous young man who is up and coming and one of the best wrestlers in the world. And that is no joke. He deserves to get whatever he gets. So let me preface that by saying that, because taking our fandom out of it, taking our feelings and emotions out of it, he just got himself a huge contract and a huge payday, which is going to set him up for the rest of his life. And I would never, ever begrudge anyone doing that. Obviously, I watched a media scrum with him. He looked extremely happy, smile on his face, and everything. So obviously, this is what he wanted. This was his dream. This is what he wanted to do. So if that's the case, then I am thrilled for him. He is living his dream. And that's 100% awesome for him. Like I said, he deserves it. He worked his ass off. He worked in New Japan for how long? I don't know what their contracts are like or how much he was making over there, but I can guarantee you he's making more now, way more now. So good for him. Personally, you all know I was rooting for him to go to TNA, really, really hoping from the comments he made and stuff like that, and saying he was a TNA kid and he wanted to be in a set foot in a TNA ring, which I still do think he will do, by the way. So I was really hoping that even if they weren't going to get him long term, which Jeff and I discussed before the show too, that Anthem, while could have easily afforded to pay him a lot, it would have left them kind of strapped for anyone else or for any other names that they might have wanted to bring in. I think so that and obviously it was just not where he wanted to go. He did a lot of work with AEW over the past few years, so he has people that he's faced there in Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho and others. He talked last night at the Scrum about wanting to fight, and it was weird because the first people they asked him about, well, who do you want to go? Who do you want to? Who are you excited about? He mentioned Andrade, which right off the bat, like Andrade, I was like, wow, okay. He mentioned, oh my gosh, Lana's husband, Miro. He mentioned Miro, which so right off the bat, two people who were in WWE. Until they signed with AEW a couple of years ago. So I found that a little strange that he didn't mention, some of the other bigger names. But then, of course, he mentioned MJF. Really said a lot of good things about MJF. Said he likes him, he likes what he sees, and he's is really excited to wrestle MJF. So that said, I'm thrilled for him. Very happy as a fan of his that he got what he wanted. He got his dream. And he did also mention, because someone asked him, a reporter came out and asked him, and she had said, you were, what was the reason? She even asked about TNA. She said, what was the reasoning, about the length of the decision, and were you considering TNA and others? And he came out and said that he wanted to keep all of his choices open, all of his possibilities open, and so he kind of did the rounds a little bit, but then he came out and said that he's starting to think about his family now, his the woman he's with and moving forward, and so hey, that's what you got to do. That's what you got to do. You got to make yourself a living. Wrestling is hard to earn money in, and so I do not begrudge that. As far as the decision and where he went, well, look, I don't know how it's going to turn out. There may be some great matches he is a part of, and I named all those people that he wanted to wrestle. I'm sure he'll have the title at some point in time, and I don't think it'll be that far away. I think they were saying, he said his debut, their first pay-per-view, I guess next year, because he's officially done with New Japan in February. He has some more stuff to do there. I still think he's going to show up at the TNA, the first TNA at Hard to Kill. I still think he's going to wrestle Josh Alexander again, in which case, being that he's not staying there, I think he will put Josh over at this point. I think Josh will win, but I still think he'll show up there. But am I happy with the choice? For me, as a fan, well, I mean, the obvious answer for me is no. I'm like I said, for what it is for him, 100%. It's his choice. It's his decision. Am I happy that he's going there? As a fan, not really. And you guys all know I don't watch that show much. Um, I have had my criticisms of it, and I kind of think the same things are maybe going to pop up here over the course of time. I haven't seen anything to convince me otherwise. So, but again, like I said, I'm not here to be downtrodden on the thing. I think he's going to be very happy there. I'm just what my thoughts. I would have much rather see him be in TNA, even if it were for a couple of years, because I think that the matchups he would have had there would have been tremendous. Sure, he probably would have held the title there as well. But yeah, so in any case, that was their big announcement, their big signing last night, and a big one. It certainly is a big one. It certainly is, Jeff. So yeah, what are your thoughts on it, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think, obviously we knew he was going to sign with one of the big three here.
Yeah.
We knew it was going to come down to TNA, AEW, or WWE. Honestly, for me, I think the homer in me says I wish he would have signed with TNA.
Right.
But as a fan, there are some really great matches that he can have over there.
Mm-hmm.
I just hope that whatever they end up doing with him, they I hope that they do it well. There's the potential to do some great things with him. Uh, you know, I love the idea of him working with Andrade. Like I
Yeah.
really do like that. I'd love to see him and Bryan Danielson. I mean,
Oh man, yeah.
there are some matchups that I really, really want to see. But yeah, I mean, I think it's good for AEW.
Mm-hmm.
I think they probably spent a lot to
Oh,
make this.
the bank truck rolled up to a sidewalk.
Yeah,
Yeah, that there's no doubt about that one.
yeah, I'm pretty sure that they rolled out the red carpet, not only to welcome him into the company, but also open up that checkbook quite nicely. So,
Oh, sure.
yeah, I think it's going to be a really big thing. Think about when they go to the UK next year.
Oh man, yeah.
Like if he's not main eventing, I don't know. I mean, he's got to be the draw for that next show over there. So
Yeah.
but I think it'll be great for them. But yeah, I'm a little bit bummed that he's not going to be doing not going to be at TNA full time, but I do think that he may be the key to unlock the forbidden door, as it were. We may see some more crossover matches, I think, down the line.
Yeah. That's yeah. Good point. Noob and Co. Hello, Noob. How are you? Yeah. No, I agree 100%. TNA and even Impact has worked with AEW. They have had crossovers in the past. We all remember the thing with Kenny. So they've done it. And I kind of, I would kind of imagine that that it could happen again. In the meantime. So, there are a lot of wonderful matchups, and Jeff just mentioned a whole bunch of them that he could go through, and you could see Adam Cole. I would think being one against him too. I think would be a wonderful match to see. So yeah, there are a lot of intriguing matches to have him in there. Again, like I said, the wrestling part of it, we all know how good he is, and he'll be a champion there, and he'll probably be a champion for a good long time when he does finally get the belt. So yeah, great get for them. I know some people in the chat are talking about WWE and stuff like that, and potential matchups there. People are saying with Seth and stuff like that. So listen, the guy is only 30. right? And wrestlers have been known to jump around. So just because he hits this company and he's there for a good long time, people are rumoring it's 8 years. I haven't seen anything solid on that, but that is the rumor. But if you want, let's say he stays there for 8 years, fulfills the contract, and then look at what Cody did, right? Cody started his own company, did a whole bunch of other stuff, and then decided, hey, I want to go back to WWE. There's no saying that he might not do that at some point in his career. He's a young man, so he's got that where, if he decides he wants to, he could always do that after a while. So, Will Ospreay. So that was surprise number 1. And that was the big surprise. Hello, A and B Convos Wrestling Edition, by the way. Hello to you.
Shout out, and go subscribe to their channel too. They do some great stuff.
There you go. All eyes in it, though. Good start. Let's see how this race goes. He said, yeah, totally agree. There was surprise number 2, and that happened the night before. I
would say so.
Oh my goodness. There was this. Ronda Rousey in Ring of Honor. And this probably took more people by surprise than the other. Marina Shafir, of course, was there, and we all know Ronda's relationship with Marina Shafir. And that she was in having a match there, and then all of a sudden, I hear the theme music play, and out comes, surprise, Ronda Rousey comes trotting out on Ring of Honor. So to the point of where a lot of people were like, is this the major signing he was talking about? And that, of course, turned out not to be. But with this one, man, listen, again, and I'll start off by again saying this. Ronda is a tremendous fighter. She has done historic things for UFC and for women's fighting, and she is great at what she does. She had a wonderful first storyline in WWE when she came in, and she had the Roddy Piper jacket and Rowdy Ronda and all of that. The stuff with Becky Lynch and everybody and Charlotte was fantastic. People are quick to point out flaws, and when we posted this, that's what I saw. Well, she's awful on the mic. She's going to be awful there. Look, we all said this on our own show. Sure, she should have had somebody like Paul Heyman in her corner. Would have been tremendous for her. Because she wouldn't have had to be on the mic. She could have had somebody on that for her. So that was a miss, really, on WWE's part, that they didn't maybe make that happen. And would have probably really, really improved on her career. The funny thing to me is when these wrestlers are, I guess the way it goes, and I don't know how things go backstage. But I guess the way it goes is, similar to the situation with Edge here, when they get told that, well, guys, we really don't have anything for you. And that's exactly how Edge described it. He was told that they really just didn't have anything for him. And I kind of get the feeling that they might have told Ronda the same thing. We really just don't have anything for you. And then all of a sudden, they just end up a couple weeks later showing up. And that, it also has to do with contracts and stuff like that too, obviously, because you can't go anywhere when you're still under contract. But, Ronda could have been a unique thing with that anyway. I don't even want to go into the ramifications of the business part of it, because she could have been unique in that way, because she, who knows what her situation was like that way. But it's funny just how it seems that then, boom, they just show up on the other show. I guess, though, and I said this about Edge, he wanted to continue his career. He obviously wasn't ready to retire. WWE didn't have anything for him. They told him that. So if that's the case, what do you do? Do you slink away and go home and be like, yeah, okay, I guess I'm done? Or do you continue to pursue what you want to do? You're what you really feel you can still contribute, what you want to do. And so he decided that, yeah, I still have stuff to do. And apparently, I guess maybe that's the case with Rhonda as well. Rhonda gets a ton of heat, and A and B brings it up. Yeah, yes, she did. She did bash the wrestling business, enough so where fans were really, really upset with her about it. Um, uh, you know, not improving her stuff, like he says, like they say here, not improving on mic skills and ring skills, and shows she doesn't get right. Didn't seem like, again, I don't know the backstory, but it didn't seem like there was a whole lot of work being done to try to change that. And now all of a sudden, she's in another company, and that is that going to follow her there? Are we going to see a big change? Or is she just going to kind of be what she was? I don't know. It just sometimes it comes off to me like, I gotcha. I gotcha. I'm going to your competition now. Screw you. I got you. Ha ha. I've got the last laugh. I left, and now, I'm giving you the big middle finger as I walk out the door. I just signed with your biggest competitor. I don't know. I it's hard not to think that that's what it is. Um, Again, if this is really what she wanted to do and she wanted to continue rest, I even read somewhere where it said that she really didn't even want to do it anymore. And she didn't want to really continue pro wrestling anymore. So either someone was way off base about wherever that came from, or this is just a crazy situation. So I don't know, man. And the other thing, you all know this from me. I've said it on this show plenty of times. Um, while Ospreay is going to fit very well in a wonderful men's division over there, you all know my thoughts on the women's division over there and how that goes. So how much airtime is she going to get? Now, I would assume she's going to stay on Ring of Honor, so maybe she'll be there every single week on the show. I don't know. But again, to me, is this a good move or a solid move? Obviously, she thinks so, and she's happy with it. Wrestling fans can make their own mind up. Personally, I don't see it. I just don't see it. So, Jeff, it's all yours, dude.
Well, for me, I was more interested in the joint manipulation on Twitter and social media,
Mm-hmm.
um, when I saw the news about this, because so many fans talked about how much they despised Ronda Rousey, and a lot of those
Oh,
fans
yeah.
on Friday twisting themselves up as pretzels, um,
Uh,
lauding the praises over Ronda Rousey and how she's a game changer and she's just going to make waves there. And you know what? For their sake and hers, I hope she does. I said this to Andrea in the chat. I think this is an opportunity for her to start over. Um, I think sometimes there's a benefit to starting smaller as opposed to going to the biggest stage
yep.
right away, just starting out in a profession. Um, that's like graduating from college in a journalism with a journalism degree and going directly to the New York Times or the Washington Post, or you name the big, you know, newspaper or television station that you want to go to. But I think the same thing could have been at play for Rhonda. I just think that maybe she should have taken a little bit of time to learn the business a little more. Yeah, her name was huge because of what she did in the UFC, but you have to learn the ropes of the wrestling business, and you got to pay your dues in some respects. And for her to come in and get the opportunities that she did right away, I don't think endeared her to the locker room. I think it may have given her a little bit of an unrealistic view of how the business actually works. And she jumped over some steps, I think, in order to get to where she got to. So um I just think, I hope that this is a restart, a refresh for her and her career. um the only thing I need at this point, and I feel like before the end of next year this is going to happen, the only thing I need at this point to happen is to see Goldberg in AEW. Because at that point, once that happens, then I will be able to see just how limber and flexible some of these fans are. Because my God, it the jumping back and forth makes no sense. And I'm not just saying this for AEW fans, although AEW fans, we're gonna have a little bit of a talk. Not all of the AEW fans, just the ones that need to get laid. But anyway, um, stop flip flopping. If you don't like a wrestler, don't like them, but don't switch up because they come to quote unquote your company. Don't switch up. Keep that same energy. I'm gonna talk about that in a little bit, um, but yeah, I saw a lot of twisting. For a minute I thought Pete Dunne had these people's Twitter fingers, making them type these words, because they twisted it up so much. They were so different. I thought I was watching them getting twisted up by Pete Dunne.
Yeah, dude. Like, yeah. Oh my God, the Goldberg thing. For as many, listen, I know, uh, a very good friend of mine that I've known for many, many years, um, you know, was really fed up with WWE. Stop, we used to meet up and watch pay-per-views and stuff all the time, and he just got sick of it for whatever reason, and I'm done with wrestling, I'm done with WWE. And when AEW started, oh my gosh, he was full-time on that bandwagon, and he loved it, and stuff like that. Great, cool. If you found something new to enjoy, cool. And it's still wrestling. So but if they should start, his biggest pet peeve always against WWE was bringing in the old people. Stop bringing in the old vets. Stop bringing guys like Goldberg and all the others that they were. Stop bringing them back. I want to see the younger talent. I want to see if that happens over there. And listen, can I say the word Ric Flair to anyone? He was involved in that match yesterday, folks. So, hey, if that happens, it's going to be very interesting to see, because how can you defend that? If that was the big reason why you didn't like it, and now all of a sudden it's happening there, how can you turn around and say that it's okay now? Very, very difficult to do that. So, yeah, it's going to be it's going to be interesting to see, and definitely a story to follow here. So, well, there you go. They're the big two. So we're moving on, Jeff, I think, and we're going to talk about a little bit of Full Gear next, I think, here.
Yeah, we are going to talk about Full Gear. I'm responding to a comment, because regardless of what we deal with, we still have to be respectful of others. So,
Sure.
All right, but here we go. AEW Full Gear recap, and I put these two on here for a reason. We'll talk about it.
Yes. So the recap. Oh, I'm seeing what's going on out there. Okay. Yeah, I didn't. Unfortunately, I didn't get to see a lot of it. I was following along the results, and seeing what was going on. I've got to see this match, because I've heard more about this match than any of the others. They were saying that the violence in it, the overall, when I was reading reviews of it, this is the match that most people were talking about, other than, of course, the main event and everything that was going on with MJF. Not really clear on that. Confused me a little, and I'll tell you why. when he got hurt at the beginning, and then they were saying he couldn't compete because he got beat up really bad. We all knew he was going to compete. I mean, there was no way he was going to miss that match. So, as the night went on and stuff like that, and then Adam Cole's there, and Adam Cole's like, "Well, I'll defend the title for you." We knew that that's not going to happen either. So we knew MJF was going to come back. But then the way it all ended, I guess a little bit confused by that and kind of the way that it ended. I guess what I expected there was a big heel turn from Adam Cole. They kind of teased it a little bit. That was he was going to make some kind of a difference in that. Maybe he was going to hit him with the crutch. A lot of people were thinking and everything during the course of the match or toward the end there, which didn't happen. The whole Devil storyline never came to pass. And there wasn't anything about it. No mention of it. A lot of people I know were a little upset with that because they wanted closure to that. So I guess it's I guess a longer term storyline, and they're going to keep putting that off until I'm sure that Adam Cole reveals himself to be the devil, which I still believe that that's what's going to happen. That Cole will snake MJF, and then they will have a big match against one another, which I think that this is all building up to. But I like I said, I did read a lot of the results. The Jericho and Omega against the Bucks I heard was very good. And for the most part, all of this stuff that I saw as far as results go, and the people who are big AEW fans that did watch it, I put a poll out there and asked what everybody thought of it. And for the most part, they all said it was a really, really good pay-per-view. In fact, a lot of them said it was the best one that they've ever done. A lot of definitely said it was better than last year's. So for the most part, it seems like everyone got what they wanted out of it. They liked the show. They thought it was really, really good. And hey, that's good, because you know what? If you're paying that kind of money to watch a show, that's a lot of scratch. And I'm glad they enjoyed it. But I am interested in seeing this. And Derek just commented about this match. I am interested in seeing this because it was the last man standing match. And I did hear that there was just a lot of insane stuff. People that were narrating it for the play-by-play that they put up on Bleacher Report and stuff like that, man, the way they were describing things in this, brutal, just absolutely brutal. So yeah, this is the one that I'd really like to see all of at some point, and I'll go back and watch some of the other stuff as well. I did see the media scrum after. I know there was a championship change. Tony Storm, of course, won, which is I think that's smart. The stuff she's been doing with that new gimmick she has, and the black and white film, and the actress really takes me back a ways. It's very Marilyn Monroe-esque, or other actresses you want to name, but deserving on her part. But there were some changes, but I think the big one was, of course, MJF did retain against Jay White, and now you go forward with well, what's next, and where is this thing going with the devil, and who is that, and what is up with Adam Cole? Is he really injured? Is he faking the injury now at this point? We don't know, but I guess you'll have to find out on Dynamite this coming Wednesday as to where they're gonna go, Jeff. So I'm not sure how much of it you got to see, if any, but yeah. What did you think about all of it?
I will tell you this. I watched this match, and that's why I put these guys. I put these guys on this for a reason. I will say that this match felt very old school to me.
Okay.
It felt like a payoff to the end of a feud. I don't think this is the end for either of them with this. I think they'll keep going. But honestly, this was one of the better hardcore Texas death match. It was one of the better ones that I've seen. If I'm being honest, I agree with that, Mr. Majestic. I think Swerve Strickland has earned the opportunity to be in the main event picture. The man is just phenomenal. And yeah, that other company that let him go made a mistake. They didn't see his worth, and he went to a place that would value him. And I'm happy for that, for him in that regard. I can tell you this, Joe. If you get a little bit squeamish, there is a part where I think Hangman Adam Page thought that he was going to casting calls for the new Blade movie.
Hmm.
He was drinking a little bit of blood and not his own.
Oh, I you know what I did read about that. They described that part. They
Yeah,
said literally like he
yeah.
was spit was some blood getting spit into someone else's mouth or something along those lines.
So Hangman. So I mean, Swerve was bleeding. I mean, it was crazy. He was bleeding a lot, and Hangman got up under him, and as he was looking down,
Yep.
Hangman got underneath him, and the blood was dripping from Swerve's face as Hangman was looking up at him,
Okay, that's what I read. Yep, that's what they
dripping
described.
into his mouth. Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. So it was crazy. I will tell you that there was a stapler involved.
I did hear. Just so long as there's no cheese graters or pizza cutters, I'm in. I'll
Derek said he was drinking it like a water fountain. He was. I mean, he really was. It was crazy. You know, I was telling someone because someone mentioned that earlier in the chat. I was saying I could have done without that because I'm not for drinking anybody else's blood.
yeah,
But
that's a little over the top.
yeah. Yeah, they didn't pull a Macklin and a PCO and staple lips or anything, but
that still to me is the worst.
yeah.
You just literally go through and your lips, man. Anytime have you guys ever got a cut on your lip?
Oh, God.
That it sucks. And can
Yeah.
you imagine just stapling your own lips to your face? Oh my God.
So I'm gonna throw this out there before I get back to the rest of the show.
Mhm.
But I caught a thumbtack to the lip one time, Joe.
Oh no. Oh, no wonder you hate tax.
So if anyone's like, why does Jeff hate tax so much? That's why. Yeah, that's why. Because the person I was wrestling had a thumbtack on him, and somehow it got flipped around, and as he was like trying to pin me, it got pushed into my lip. So that was lovely. But anyway, I will say this: Julia Hart winning the TBS championship.
Yes. Yeah.
That's really good, and because she's so over, like she's a fan favorite right now.
Yep.
So I think that's a smart move. Tony Storm is just phenomenal.
Yep.
Loading her butt to get the win. But Joe, you have to check this out if you haven't seen it already. But she sent a letter to Tony Khan at the media scrum.
Oh no.
Talking about why she wouldn't be there.
Yeah.
You have to go listen to that clip at some point. It is absolutely hilarious. Like it is so.
Have joined the scrum after that. I because I caught it right around when Osprey was on, and I didn't see it before then, so I'll have to go back and watch it.
He couldn't make it through it without laughing. I mean, it was that good. It was really that good. But I thought I'm gonna say this too. I'm gonna be a little bit critical of the main event and the way that they took the storyline. And this is where again, I think sometimes with AEW they're doing some unique stuff. I'm not going to say that they're not. They're doing some unique stuff. But honestly, I didn't really need to see MJF overcome any odds in the AEW championship match. I didn't need to see that. And I saw a lot of people mentioning like John Cena. Like it felt like something WWE would do to set up John Cena, like winning some of his matches to justify some of the winning that John Cena did, where people were getting on the, Cena sucks, chants and all that stuff.
Yep.
I didn't need that wrinkle. And that was a lot of wrinkles. And the the explanations and the justification of it, it was just kind of like, I'm okay. Like it's wrestling, so I'm gonna follow you on the story, but I didn't really need it. Like I don't need that at this point. And then I felt like the match was a little. It didn't feel as smooth as I thought it would be, especially for the guys of that caliber. So, I'm a little bit disappointed with the main event, but I mean, I still enjoyed it. I thought they were great. Um, I thought the whole night was great. I'm going to tell you another match you got to go see, Joe, and that's Claudio and Buddy Matthews.
Oh yeah. I did. I read comments about that one as well. A couple of places that I watched the up to date reports from both said it was their match of the night.
Yeah, I'm gonna, just because it had everything that I love. Hangman and Swerve was my match of the night. It had a little bit of everything, and this is what it means to tell a story, and a logical story at that. And when you get someone like Swerve breaking into a person's house, this is what you would think it would look like when they encountered each other. So it fit the story, and that was great for me. So I enjoyed that. But yeah, if you get a chance, I definitely see the Swerve match.
Yeah, I'll have to.
I think he's, at some point he's got to be champion in AEW. I feel that way. They got to put some more gold on him. Singles gold, not tag gold.
Good for him, dude. I'm glad to hear that. Yeah. Well, look, like I said, it seemed as if from all the people that I know and the people that I see on our Twitter and online and stuff like that, it seemed like everybody enjoyed it. A lot of high praise, thought it was a really, really great show. So again, yeah, great. Look, anytime, we're here because people enjoy wrestling, and so do we. So anytime people enjoy something, if anybody goes out there and craps on it, then they can go and do whatever. They're just killjoys. But if you enjoyed it and you watched it and you thought it was worth the money and stuff like that, then hey, that's awesome. And I'm really, really glad that you did. So awesome. Great to hear. Swerve's gear at full gear last night was a tribute to Bray Wyatt, says James Grant. Oh, that's cool. Nice. Very cool. Looks like Mercedes Moné and Ronda Rousey may be the next big AEW signings. Well, Ronda was already there. Goldberg. If Goldberg signs, we might have to go live. we may need a live show for that one. So
not only are we gonna do a live show if that happens, but I'm gonna set up a separate screen and just have Twitter as another part of the show on screen, so we can see how much people switch up and twist like pretzels. I cannot wait until it happens.
Oh my God,
and it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen.
Do you know? And I'm not going to give this person any credence whatsoever on our show. But there was a dude out there that was live streaming, like Jeff's talking about, live streaming tweets of WWE fans when Will Ospreay was announced as the signing. Live tweets of people's reaction that were WWE fans from Twitter that he was doing. What a piece of trash. Like what? And again, see, that's the kind of junk that makes you hopefully think that that's not a representation of the fan base. I don't believe it is. But when someone goes and does something like that, goes out of their way to be a jerk, like just come on, man, come on. That's really all you can think about. Oh gee, I'm gonna put up all these guys crying about him signing. Come on, man, that's garbage. All right, what's up next, Jeff? I think we're gonna talk a little bit of I think we're talking Impact now. We had a great Impact Wrestling episode this week.
Yeah, I mean, I put on here match of the year candidate.
Yeah, no doubt.
This match was great, but the entire episode, Joe, was just really great this past Thursday.
Yeah, yeah, it really was. And look, I told you all you people that come out and watch Impact with us every single Thursday, I've told you all that I had not seen a lot of Will's matches. I don't watch a lot of New Japan. It comes on really, really early in the morning, and I don't get to see it a lot. And I just haven't really followed him. And then I saw these 3 matches in a row. Against Speedball Mike Bailey, against Eddie Edwards, and then this week's against Josh Alexander. My God. Um, Obviously you see why he is as coveted as he is, but listen, I am not going to take away anything from Josh Alexander because it takes 2 to tango. This match is definitely a match of the year contender. There is no question about it. The 2 of them at the end of the match just kind of sat across. There was a little interaction afterwards, that the Impact put on their channel, that we didn't get to see during the show. But both of them sitting across from one another, out of breath completely on either side of the ring. A lot of kudos coming from Will Ospreay about Josh, and Josh responding to him in kind back and forth. But it was just an absolutely amazing match. If you didn't see it, you really need to go and check it out on their channel on YouTube, because this was tremendous. This was tremendous. I know it comes on after Impact Bonus, baby. I don't have access anymore. I can't watch it. But this was absolutely tremendous. What a piece of wrestling work. Oh God, it was just so good, dude. The end of the match, just one after the other, finisher after finisher after finisher after false finish after false finish. It was just a ride. And when we were doing the stream, try to sit there kind of calling the match and stuff like that, I completely gave up. I'm just like, nope, I'm going to settle in and I'm just going to be a fan and I'm just going to watch this match. And man, I'm glad I did, because all the reactions that I had to that were what I would have done if I was on my couch. Just amazing match between 2 of the biggest stars in wrestling today. Say what you want about TNA. If you're not a fan of Impact, I don't really care. But Josh Alexander is one of the best. Will Ospreay said it, and I certainly believe it, that Josh is up there with the best wrestlers that are out there right now today, and he absolutely 100% deserves it. I hope they run it back. All I could think about afterwards. And then when I saw that little clip between the 2 of them, oh my God, I was like a school kid. I'm like, oh my God, are they going to do this again? This is amazing. He said he wants to set foot in the TNA ring. They're going to do it again. And I knew his contract was up. And that was when I was kind of still holding on hope that he might sign. But then I thought, okay, he has until February. This is in January, so why couldn't they do this again? Run it back one more time. What a headliner that would be for TNA's first pay-per-view back. Josh Alexander, Will Ospreay 2 at that pay-per-view, and I still think it's going to happen. So this is huge for them. It will kick off their new TNA era with the guy who said he wanted to be in a TNA ring. Amazing. And what an amazing night of Impact Wrestling. If you missed it, and if you don't watch it, go and do it. You really should. You will thank me for it. Just absolutely amazing, Jeff. Amazing.
I don't really do this often, but I'm gonna make this like statement, and I'm standing on it. You can't have a top 10 best wrestlers in the world today discussion without these 2 in it. You just can't.
Yep.
I thought that this was an incredible match. The using the finishers and just one after another kicking out, and just seeing Ospreay overcome the knee injury during the match, and seeing Josh kind of have some heelish tendencies in that match.
Yep.
It was a masterclass in wrestling. I mean, it truly was, with 2 of the best wrestlers in the world today, regardless of promotion. And if you missed this, it's on YouTube. Go check it out. If you're a wrestling fan, I don't care what company you support, if you're a wrestling fan and you say you love wrestling, this is a match you need to check out. You need to check out Will Ospreay versus Josh Alexander, Will Ospreay versus Eddie Edwards, and Will Ospreay versus Speedball Mike Bailey. You need to check those out before the end of the year. So I thought this was great, but I thought the whole night was great, Joe.
Yeah.
Not just this match, but I felt like the entire night was great. I was a little bit sad to hear the news. We got the news while we were on stream that Kenny King has asked for his released and it was granted. Hate to see him go, but I'm really I'm looking forward to see what he's gonna do next, honestly. I feel like he's a very underrated guy in the business, and hopefully he gets to showcase his talents elsewhere. But yeah, I thought Thursday was just a great episode, really, really kicking that momentum up. I mean, it's crazy to say this, but we said this at the end of 2022 that they were on a roll, and it never stopped.
Nope, they continued it all through this year.
All through this year. I mean, we're in November of this year, and the momentum is higher than it's been at any point over the last year and a half. So kudos to them. I feel like when we get into January and we start ushering in the new era of TNA, it's just gonna it's gonna go off like fireworks, man.
Yeah, dude. Sunny Kiss and Trinity, fantastic.
Yep.
So well done. Absolutely fantastic match between them two. It was just a wonderful night. And if that's going to be the last we see for them this year, which it could very well be, because they're going to do the IPWF tape stuff. I don't know if they're going to do any more other than that. They might do the awards after that. And once we get around Christmas time, they really don't have any live shows. So that, if that's how they're going to end it, what a way to end it. Because it was absolutely tremendous and an absolutely amazing night. So, and to go off of Jeff's comments about Kenny, it's sad to see him go. Sad to see anybody go. But Kenny is an amazing athlete. I'm sure he will land on his feet wherever he decides to go. He was really, really good in Impact and certainly will be missed. And I did put out a post to thank him for all of the work that he did. So. Interested in the new championship designs. I'm interested in all of it, man. All of it, Mr. Majestic. The designs of the championships, the pyro, the way the arena looks, the way the stage is set, all of it. All of it. Just give me it all. And I want to see it all. So I absolutely want to see it all. So final resolutions coming. There is one pay-per-view left. Yep. Final resolution in December. I think it's December 2nd. We will obviously have that on our channel. So watch this match in its entirety after the stream, and I thought, wow. And moreover, I think some of the folks at AEW were watching this match, and that is why I feel AEW and Impact could do something with Ospreay, because it could happen. Like I said, it could very well happen. There's they have a relationship. It could very, very well happen. So we'll see. But good stuff. All right, we have one more thing in the news, and someone showed up right before a War Games match is coming. So we got Becky Lynch. Looked as if that Bianca and Charlotte and Shotzi were going to, kind of fall to the numbers. But Becky Lynch comes down. And of course, right, logically, we saw this coming. Becky is not a fan of Bayley at all. And so, if people didn't expect this or thought it was going to be somebody else, you kind of really aren't paying much attention to history here, because those two have a really, going back to WrestleMania when she started Damage Control, Becky was the one who had to put up a deal with that. So obviously she comes out and she's going to be the fourth person in that match for that team. So very interesting storyline. I like everything they're doing with this. You know what else I like about this? So many people hate on Charlotte Flair. Charlotte's always around. She's always involved. She always has a title. And this is different for her. She's not there's no title on the line for her. She's just joining up with a team of people to fight off against the other, the bad people, right? So they're very different for her. You're not even seeing her always, coming out on top at the end. She's not always the one standing. A lot of times she's gotten beat down too, and she's in the ring laying on the canvas. So very, very much different kind of approach for Charlotte, and I kind of like seeing that a little bit. In any case, a women's War Games match, gimme. I love that kind of stuff, and I'm looking forward to this. But also, Jeff, boy, oh boy, and if you missed it, pay close attention to the looks that Bayley's getting from those people. When with the look she was getting from Asuka, when she's waiting for her shirt. I don't think so. That is an accident waiting to happen. They are going to snake her at some point. It could be during this match that it happens. But oh my gosh, is Bayley going to be on the outs? Because where is she going to go? Is she going to go crawling back to Charlotte and Becky and all them? They're not going to want to deal with her. So she's really going to be out of there. And it's just a matter of time as to when it happens. And you got to love all that little nuances, the looks and stuff, the storytelling. That Kairi Sane has in the back of her mind what Bayley did to her as well. Bayley did a lot of bad things to a lot of people over the past few years. It's going to come back and haunt her. I just don't know if it'll be here, if it's going to be somewhere else. But it is absolutely going to happen. So that's kind of a little subplot here. But this is going to be fun. War Games is going to be fun. Survivor Series is going to be fun. We will be there for it. But I really like this. And Jeff, to me, I know a lot of people are saying, "Oh, Becky, who else would it have been? Who else are you going to stick in there?" I'm perfectly fine with it. They all have grudges against her, so why not? Why not?
I mean, what people actually want. They want Jade. Yeah. That's what they want.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. WWE is going to do with their talent what they want to do when they want to do it, when it makes sense for them. So this is a great spot, I think, for Becky Lynch to be in there, because we don't know what's happening at Survivor Series. We don't know. I mean, we don't know who's going to show up. We don't know what's going to play out, how it's going to play out. But yeah, I mean, it is. I love this. I mean, I really do. And you talk about Charlotte. This goes back to, I think some people just like to hate on things.
Yeah.
Charlotte, to me, in women's wrestling is like the Yankees. You're Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
People are always going to have something to say. You're always going to have some people root against her.
Yep.
That's just how it's going to be. I feel like this is a different chapter in Charlotte's career.
Yep.
This feels very much like a different chapter for her. Yep. Now, that's not to say that in 2 weeks' time, she doesn't turn heel and snake everybody. It's going to happen at some point. But I feel like this is a different chapter in her career. So I think people take for granted how fortunate we are to have people like Charlotte, like Becky Lynch, like Bianca Belair. They take for granted how special and talented these people are. And they gripe and complain, and then when they're gone, they're like, "Oh man, well, I hate that I did that." Well, it's too late then. So how about appreciate it now?
Yep.
Appreciate these people now.
Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, she's a legend. She is. If there's a Mount Rushmore of women's wrestling, she's on it. The accomplishments, the accomplishments she's had, and who would have thought that she would be held up there in the same heights that her dad was? And she is. She definitely is. So yeah, I like it though. I like it. She's very, very different. You could tell. You could also see, Jeff, that she's having fun. She's having fun out there. You can see it. the big smile on her face and stuff like that. You can see, when you're doing things like this, there's not a lot of pressure. There's not, not always a title on the line and stuff like that. So it just looks like she's having fun, and I love it. So I love it.
But please believe, her and Becky, that ain't going to end well either. We're going to see Bailey is going to get her comeuppance.
Yeah.
But Charlotte and Becky, they're on a trajectory to do battle again too.
No doubt. Yeah, no doubt they will. No doubt they will. Don't care for the Yankees. Hate the Cowboys. Despise the Lakers, but I'm okay with Charlotte Flair. Well, I'm sure the teams that you like, I probably can't stand because I'm a Cowboys fan, but I never liked the Yankees because I'm a Dodgers fan. I never liked the Lakers because I'm a Celtics fan. So 2 out of 3 ain't bad.
2 out of 3.
2 out of 3 ain't bad.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Well, it's that time. We're getting closer and closer to the actual season of Festivus as we move into December. And, when we bring that up, you know what time it is. It's many people's favorite portion of our show. It's time to air those grievances.
The airing of grievances. I got a lot of problems with you people. Now, you're going to hear about
Hoo boy. Well, as Howard Stern used to always say on the show, hey now. I was watching a lot of Stern yesterday, actually. I was watching. I love music, and I was watching a lot of it. And of course, my favorite band ever, Kiss, is coming up to the end of their career, and they're playing on the same night as the pay-per-view. Actually, December 2nd is their last show, which is on pay-per-view. They were on Howard Stern and kind of BSing. And I'll be honest, I haven't seen much of Howard. I don't listen to him anymore. I don't have Sirius XM or anything like that. But you know what? Howard Stern almost into like a musical show. He's kind of reminds me of almost like Dick Clark used to be back in the day. Just has people on his show. They chat about music and they play some songs and stuff like that. He's really, and I even told my wife, I said, wow, he's really mellowed. But yeah. One quick note. Oh my God, am I excited about Sammy Hagar going on tour? Sammy, if you know music, of course, Sammy Hagar was in, of course, he was a solo artist, and then of course he was in Van Halen for a while. Well, they're tributizing Eddie Van Halen, and they're going out on a tour. So Sammy and the guys he got for his band, it's an all-star lineup. Jason Bonham, the son of the late John Bonham from Led Zeppelin, is playing drums. Joe Satriani, one of the best guitarists ever to play a guitar, is playing guitar on this tour, and they are doing a Van Halen tribute. So it's all going to be for Eddie, who passed away, and they are going to do a lot of the old Van Halen songs. Well, they blew. I mean, they were in that little studio of Howard, and they played right now. That blew it out of the water. Blew it out of the water. Sammy still sounds great. Really, I hope they come near me because I would really love to go see it. But anyway. That's beside the point. It's time for grievances. Jeff, if you don't mind, I'm going to just kick it off. I don't have a huge one. It kind of piggybacks off of last week. So here we go. 2 really. Okay, 2 quick ones, really. Number 1, once again, this happened once again, and this was on our grievances show once before. If I see another video of a wrestler getting mobbed in an airport, I'm going to lose it. I just cannot believe morons still are doing this kind of crap. Asuka was this time, who got literally mobbed in an airport by, and I hate to stereotype it, but they are all the same looking bunch of dudes that do this every single time we see it happen. Okay, same look, same, baggy shorts, stocky, probably all kind of stinking of BO, guys like that are the people that are coming and mobbing her in an airport. I've said this so many times. these wrestlers, man, they have it hard. They have to travel. They have to book their own stuff a lot of the times. They have to fly in and out of places just to get to the next. Yeah, I was being nice, Derek. I could have made it a lot worse. But they have to get to their next destination for the next night. It is not easy, guys. And let me tell you what, airports suck. I don't care when you have to go, if you're flying first class or not, it still sucks. It is a lousy experience. Many times these people are coming from a show, jumping into their car, driving to the airport to catch a plane late at night to get to their next destination the next day. And then she comes in, you're kind of looking like you're in your pajamas because you want to try to catch some Z's when you get on the plane a little bit. You want to try to get some sleep there. She's looking like she's 100% just wasted from wherever she came from, super tired. And then these idiots are just going to mob her and bother her for freaking autographs. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Take some money out of that horrid wallet you have in your terrible looking shorts and pay to go to an autograph signing or something like that, for God's sakes. Stop doing this to people in there. Honest to God, I wish one time some of these wrestlers would have a big old bodyguard with them and the dude would just crack one of them over the head with a good swift elbow and knock them the hell out. Because then maybe that would show not to mess with this person. I know they can't. They're in an airport. There's security. There's police and all that kind of stuff. But I really wish to God that one day that would happen. Because these people just are they are the lowest forms of garbage on this, in the scene of wrestling that there is. And I can guarantee you half of these morons probably aren't even fans of Asuka. They're doing it because they want to get the autographs and probably sell them or something like that on eBay. If not, they're probably just disgusting individuals that may be doing something disgusting with the autograph. Let's just say that really quick. But my God, horrible, horrible, horrible people. I don't know. What kind of human being are you? Like, what kind of human being are you when you would do this to someone? How in God's name would you feel if you're with and I don't know. I kind of doubt most of them probably have families. Maybe they do, but I don't know what women would put up with them. But if they do, and your family is traveling on a plane, would you like people coming up to you, mobbing you when you want to get to your destination, when you just want to climb aboard a plane and get a little bit of sleep? Would you enjoy that? I kind of don't think you would. So stop it. Fork over some freaking money. Get a job first, right? Earn a little money. I mean, factories pay pretty good, I hear. Go get a job. Earn some freaking money and pay to go to an autograph signing, for God's sake, like everyone else does. Stop being morons and stop acting like these wrestlers owe you a living. They owe you nothing. They owe you nothing. Stop running up to them in airports. It's freaking ridiculous. You're morons. Okay? That's that part. My second part, the tribalism in wrestling. Jeff touched on this last week. I had to put out another tweet about it. This kind of garbage is what gives wrestling fans a bad name. Not everybody does it, but it is just getting worse and worse and worse. I already alluded to that person who was tweeting out live tweets of WWE, sad WWE fans because Will Ospreay signed with the company. And it goes both ways. So this tribalism BS, again, is absolute garbage. Just stop it. If that's all you can do is go on the social medias and spew a bunch of BS and hate toward everybody, my God, please go see a counselor. Go and get some therapy. Because you are a very sad individual with a very sad life. If that's the kind of thing that you have to do to get your kicks in this world, you have to make it shitty for everyone else because you're a moron. And you just have to, you just feel the need to go out there and ruin it for everybody and act like a complete ass. Just like I said, man, I feel sorry for you If you're sitting on that keyboard and you're the joy the stuff that brings you joy to your sad little life is these people is by going out there and by ruining a fandom of other people. It's a you problem. It's not a them problem. It's a you problem. Get the hell away from your keyboard and realize that there's a world out there someday. The sun is shining. Go outside and stand in it a little bit. Okay? Get away from your stupid keyboard. Stop hating on every damn thing that you see. It's wrestling, for God's sakes. It's wrestling. This is entertainment. Everybody's going to like something different. I am a Star Wars fan. I am a Marvel fan. Not everyone likes it. My wife doesn't. I certainly don't go and troll her all the time. Oh, you hate Star Wars. You suck. Stop it. Just stop it. It's hate to hate. Or it's hate. And here's the other thing. It's hate for attention. Did your mommy not give you attention growing up? I feel sorry for you. Did you? I mean, I don't know. I don't know. There are so many psychological things that this could be, but it's hating to hate. You're hating for attention. You just want people to give you attention because you know by doing what you're doing, these people are going to tweet at you and you're going to get a whole bunch of people that are coming at you saying you're a jerk, you're this, you're that. I'm even kind of doing it here and I hate doing it. I feel bad for you that you feel that you have to create tribalism in order to just get yourself a little bit of attention. There are content creators who do it. We have called them out. We've talked about them on this show. They know they do it. But you know what? The difference is between them and you, they're making money doing it. You're not. You're not. So it's ridiculous. It's grown to be even more ridiculous. And I've shouted it out. If I see a post that we post, you guys in the chat are all awesome people. But if I see something out there, a post that we put up, whatever the case might be, and I see any sign of tribalism anywhere in any of that, you are gone. Gone. Out, blocked, every social media place, including the channel, out. Because you're an idiot. Plain and simple. There's no ways around it, and I could say much worse words than I am. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. It's wrestling. It's entertainment. This isn't life or death. This isn't something serious. This is something we watch on TV, for God's sake. It's ridiculous. Comparing it to Morton Downey, Bonus Baby, he did it for money. That's what I'm saying. They did it for money. That's a different story because they're just doing it to get money. And yes, hating is easy. It's easy, and it's easy to get money that way because it's popular. And what do they get? They get all these morons coming out and watching it. And they get them behind them. Ooh, let's go. I have a leader now that's doing this kind of crap. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. I can't go on anymore because I'm starting to lose my voice, but man, just stop the tribalism, folks. Just stop tribalism, man. It's such garbage. My God, just enjoy what you enjoy, and just go online once and just say, "Wow, this is really cool." There was a great match between Hangman Page and Swerve Strickland last night. This is awesome. Yeah. Oh my God. See, Wrestling said, what if we were tribalistic and say we prefer one insider over the other? See, coming out of nowhere. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's because you're too awesome, Jeff says. Yeah. All right, Jeff. You're up, my friend.
You know, it's funny. It's almost like C knew I was about to talk about that very thing. Because I am, as a matter of fact. You remember the discussion that we had about AEW, and just I asked the question, I thought very civilly, very kindly, when is it okay to criticize Tony Khan? When will it be okay? If it's not okay now, when will it be okay? And there was one Twitter user in particular, and I'm not going to call out their name because they don't deserve the attention. They don't even deserve the breath that I'm wasting right now to talk about them. But there was one Twitter user in particular who thought it would be, good to send me this long DM about how I'm not even going to use the words that they use, but they refer to me as the N word, and how, I shouldn't be allowed to have a platform or an opinion, and I need to go back into the fields and pick cotton and do all of this stuff. And I I replied just simply, I found a GIF that was not very nice, and told them to go play with one of those apparatuses that you can purchase off the internet, and the blow up variety, if you know what I'm gonna say this right now, and I'm gonna say it here on this channel. So the people who create the fake accounts, who like to, hide behind, whatever, I'm gonna say this to you right now. Your Twitter fingers don't matter to me, okay? Because I know this and you know this. What I'm about to say is factual. If you were to walk on the street and see me and we connected eyes, you would smile in my face and you would keep walking, because you don't have, let's say, the fortitude to say that to me in person. I don't care what you support, who you support, what company you support. You will not talk to me in that way. Period. I don't care if you don't like my opinions on this channel. I'm not here for you to like me. I'm here to tell the truth. I'm here to break down what we see and to provide an unbiased look at what we see. I'm not one of these people in a company's back pocket sitting at a media scrum asking somebody what they had for dinner last week. If I were there, I'd ask tough questions. So if you want to come at me, be bold enough to do it with your real name. I promise you I'm not going to come find you. You know why? Because it's wrestling. We're talking about wrestling. Okay? I have far more important things that I deal with on a day-to-day basis than to argue with you about wrestling. And Derek can probably, I'm going to ask Derek to do something. I'm putting him on the spot. Derek and I had a conversation about people like this and what I said they needed to go do. Derek, if you don't mind, please translate in the nicest PG version of what I said, if that's even possible. I don't know, because I said some stuff that, not proud of, but I said it. But just know that there are people who have opinions that are going to differ from yours. There are going to be people that enjoy wrestling that don't like AEW or don't like WWE or don't like TNA. Okay? As fans, we have to be okay with that, because listen, not everyone is going to like what we like, and that's okay. But when someone has an opinion about something like wrestling and you resort to racial slurs, you resort to, oh, well, you're the worst one on your channel. Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. And you can go suck a lemon. How about that? I'm trying to be real, real nice. I think I'm doing okay so far. But people like you Joe talked about what you would do with those autographs.
Mhm.
Instead of doing that into a tube sock, they actually give you money for that and you can donate. The only problem with that is if they ever like tested your specimen, they probably would lock you up because they wouldn't allow you to procreate. And even in that scenario, you don't even get to do the real thing. You just drop it in a cup and let someone else do it for you. You don't even get the excitement of doing the real thing. So, I've said what I needed to say. If you send me a DM again, whoever it is that I'll just put it like this. The next person who feels so bold to send me a DM behind a fake account, I'm not going to report you. I'm not even going to say your name. I'm not going to screenshot it and put it on Twitter or anything like that. I'm just going to let some folks who know a lot about tracing things take care of my light work. I'm done.
Oh my gosh, my gosh, my gosh. I just can't, man. I can't believe that kind of stuff happens. I just can't. And I'm sorry you go through it, dude. That's horrible. It's just horrible. Um yeah. Yeah, I'm sure that these people probably watch our show, or listen to it, or whatever. Um, get help is all I can tell you. Yeah, get some help because you really have problems. You
Dumping
really,
that dumping that much specimen into your tube sock affects your brain cells.
yeah.
So
Apparently so.
might want
Apparently
to stop.
so. You really have problems. Um, yeah, more than just anything above any kind of wrestling stuff. You've got really, really, really severe problems. Go get help before something even worse happens to you. So yeah, horrible, 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 horrible. This is almost it's a recurring thing. We've talked about this before, but it just seems like it just keeps getting worse instead of better. And like I said, my God, what are we arguing about here? It's entertainment. It's not even people having an argument about sports teams. That's real. That stuff actually happens. This is plotted storytelling, guys. It's like fighting over who likes The Simpsons or who likes Family Guy. It's the same
You
thing.
know, Joe, it's like back in the day, I used to hear like I would always go with my mom to places like she'd go to the hair salon and get her hair done and all the women there and listen, if you've been to a black hair salon, folks in the chat, you know what I'm talking about. But all the ladies in there are talking about the soap operas.
Yeah.
That's like seeing my mom and some woman in the salon chair, like having a verbal spat over what Victor Newman did on Young and the Restless. And do not come at me because yes, I watched it enough back in the day to know who Victor Newman is. Don't come at me. You do too.
Yeah, man. It really is like I said, I started to see this. I think not in wrestling so much. And listen, I know what brought this about in wrestling. It's social media. There is no doubt it's social media. If we didn't have the socials, you wouldn't have that. Because people didn't have a pulpit to spout it off of. So that's when it started. But I started to see all this started to come to a boil when the new Star Wars films came out, the prequels came out, because oh my God, like we were just all very excited as fans to see a new movie because we haven't had anything other than books. And the minute it released and people saw it, oh my God, you just had it was everywhere, everywhere. This sucks and that you suck. And why do you watch this crap? And and now it happens all the time. It literally happens all the time. You can have a movie now come out that's so well loved by everybody, and there will be people on Twitter the next day putting out the opinion about how bad it sucks. And like I said, I know it's because they want attention. I know it is. It's the only reason behind it. So I guess the best way you can stop it, just ignore them. Literally don't give them the time of day. Don't post, don't answer, don't do anything, ignore them, because that's the worst thing that you could do. If that dude put out that whole scrolling list of sad WWE fans and not a single person liked it, posted on it, did a damn thing, he wouldn't do it anymore because no one gave a damn. And that's the worst thing you could do to people like that. Don't give a damn. Don't give a damn. And it's like anything else. They keep yelling at a wall, they'll go away because they have nothing to talk to. So that is our airing of grievances for this week. Hope you enjoyed that. Just a lot of things, just lousy, nasty things that go on in this wrestling world, and it's just a shame because it ruins the really good things, and there are a lot of those, but it just does. So, all right, moving on. I think we're going to go to our Sell or No Sell segment. Jeff is up next, correct?
That is correct. So,
all right.
Yeah.
Play along with us, sell or no sell. You know how this works. Like it, you're going to sell it. You don't like it, you're gonna no sell it. Let us know what your answers are to these questions. We have 1, 2, and 3. So, what is our first topic of sell or no sell, Jeff?
All right, so we'll start off hot. Mercedes Moné will debut in AEW in 2024. Sell or no sell?
Oh man, I was under the impression a lot that before everybody obviously before the OSPREAY thing got spoiled, and that Mercedes Moné might have been the major announcement that they were going to make. She's been seen at events there, so. Yeah, I'm going to guess, I would assume, especially now that we have Ronda Rousey there as well, you can kind of get something happening between them. I'm going to have to sell this. I don't know exactly when it'll happen. I don't think it's any coincidence that she's been hanging around there and things like that. So, yeah, I would think so. Of course, she can go where she wants. She's just that big of a deal. She'll probably be doing more stuff for Mandalorian and stuff down the road too. There's another season of that coming up, and so she may have that kind of stuff going on as well. But yeah, again, I talked about this stuff with the women's division there. Is this going to make it that much any better? They already have a ton of good people there. Adding to it with another huge name, is that going to make it better? I don't know, because you've heard my argument with it. You are going to need to devote way more time than you do to your women if these people keep coming in. And so, yeah, I'm going to sell it because, I do think she'll be there. I think she comes back to WWE at some point. I do. Because I think at that point she's going to be able to name her price, and I think they'll pay it at some point in time. So I think she'll end up going back. But yeah, I do think she ends up in AEW. When next year, I don't know, but it's probably coming soon. So yes, I will sell this.
Can you hear that at all?
Yeah, we got it. Okay, I got it.
Good. All right. So I'm gonna say no sell.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm gonna say no sell is because of what RK Shuttleworth said in the chat. I think, much like I think that she's gonna see everything. So she sees how things are done with their women's division, whether, you can argue, yeah, I mean, she's a star and maybe they present her way differently, but you have to have people to work with too. So, I mean, do I think they could turn things around? I do, but I got to see some evidence to also continue to believe that. But I don't think she goes there. I think, and I think maybe Barry Monkey said this. It would not shock me at this point, Joe, to see her end up in TNA. I
That
know
actually that actually even rhymes, Jeff. When I read that just now, Monet is TNA. That even sounds right. Could you imagine her coming out and saying that, dude?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and we keep focusing on, and we actually have this topic. We keep focusing on the men's side and the signings that we feel like that they need to make. But think about what it does if they sign her and you have her in your knockouts division. I mean, think about that. That puts you on a map in a completely different way than all the other promotions. It makes you unique. It's going to be a selling point. And then you also have your X division, your great tag team division, your knockouts tag team division, and you've got your your men's competitors there. And now you're bringing in fans through the knockouts division, but you're showing them all of these great performers. So I think it's a possibility.
TNA are so focused and so much behind their knockouts that it wouldn't surprise me because, yeah, they lost out maybe on Will, but maybe it was not their intent. And maybe their intent was to fortify an already given strength. And the strength of their show is clearly their knockouts division. So maybe that is what they're going to look at, and maybe they will do something like that, which will be a huge listen. She joins them, I don't care, you can argue with me all you want, I still say they're the best right now, bar none, but if she joins them, they're over the top the best. They are absolutely over the top the best women's division in professional wrestling, and it's not close. So yeah, it's good logic. It's good logic. And for the people in the chat that said it too, good logic. And I could certainly see it. She's going where, listen, she can name her price. She'll get it. But when you want to go somewhere, and a lot of people in the chat are saying what Jeff said too, when you want to go somewhere that you're going to have the competition, when you're going to have lined up, look, WWE's got Jade Cargill coming in. That didn't even happen yet. So that's still going on over there. For those of you who are saying, well, she should go back to WWE, they've got her coming in. She's going to be a big deal. A big deal. And look at all those people that they still have on NXT that are coming up the ladder there. So they are building and building and building within the company, and they have a lot of good names there now. So, she is going to maybe want to go somewhere where she can make, funny enough, an impact. So yeah, that's a good call. I like it. Brandon Wayne Lewis says yes. James Grant says sell. Bonker says sell. Chris also agrees. No sell unless something more happens with their women's division, says RK. Dylan says sell. Kenny says sell. Barry Monkey says no. I love that. Monet is TNA. Dude, that's awesome. You literally, if you're on Twitter, should hashtag that to her. You literally should. You should literally at her and hashtag Monet is TNA. That's fabulous. Fabulous. I mean, it absolutely fits. Absolutely fits. DRO says sell. Michael King says sell, but she'll swing through TNA first to see her girl Trinity. That's another reason. Her best friend's there. Her best friend is there. That's big. Doing more movies. Sell because it would surprise me. I would love to see her in Impact Wrestling, though. That would be awesome, says Chris. I don't think it'll happen. Not sure Mercedes is a big woman star. But AEW needs to give women more time. Mercedes is doing movies for now. No sell, not enough airtime. Mercedes left WWE for a reason. I don't think it had to do with money. 2024, no sell, said DRO. That could be her catchphrase. Now TNA is Monet. Oh, no doubt. That's fabulous. That's fantastic. Maybe in Toronto. TNA is awesome, or in Vegas. Don't forget Mickie James. Yeah, a quick little note about Mickie. There was a video about her. She came out and said that she was taken aback by the fact that she was not in their roster anymore. She didn't know. But she said that that's probably because they're reworking the company, and a lot of the people who are not active competitors get knocked off of that list. So, but what she did come out and say is that Nick Aldis, her husband, of course, is doing what he's doing, and she said he's living a dream. He has gotten his dream to do what he's doing in WWE right now, and so she is she's mom. She's staying at home with the kids. And she's Nick is going out and kind of doing his thing now. So that is what Mickey's up to. So there was no, the whole, that got kind of exaggerated too. There was no, she left the company. There was no, I'm done in Impact. There was no WWE. She is staying home. She said, but if she gets the right call sometime, she's always available. So there you go. That came right from her. So Mercedes will debut in Toronto or in Vegas. All right. What's our second topic, Jeff?
All right, the next one up, WWE will deliver a big surprise at Survivor Series.
This topic is entitled, topic number 2, Does Joe Eat Crow? I've said it.
Hold on. Wait. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I played the wrong thing. I'm sorry.
Oh, Willie or Oni, I guess, is the question. It is in Chicago. We all know that. Are we getting a big surprise? I mean, the rumors are abounding that Mr. Orton is going to show up on Raw tomorrow night in his hometown because they're in St. Louis tomorrow. So would only be fitting, if that rumor about the theme song is changing, this could be a big episode of Raw. And if Randy shows up there, the only big surprise left would be one Mr. Punk to show up at Survivor Series. And look, this is a great song, by the way.
It is a great song.
I always love that song, man. Living Color is such a good. Go check out that album too. Download it. I have it on vinyl, and that's one of my favorite '80s albums. It's really, really good. But as much as I really don't want to eat crow, how do you counter a hard counter? How do you counter a hard counter? The big hit not getting the big free agent, the big hit losing one of your biggest women wrestlers they knew she was leaving, but you know what I mean. Taking 2 big hits. How do you counter that? Well, you just might take the person who could be enemy number 1 of said old company that he was with. So as much as I was saying it, I'm like, nope. I'm gonna eat crow, folks. I think I better get my plate ready. Because I'm gonna eat crow here. I think, especially now after that happened on AEW. I as much as I hate to say it, I think it's gonna happen. I don't know when. I don't know how they'll introduce it. I don't know whether he'll be involved in a match or whether he just pops out at the end of the show. Remember the last time they debuted someone huge, guys? And remember when Bray debuted back, right? It was completely after the show ended. Everything was done. The matches were over. They looked like they were cutting to camera. And then all of a sudden, you hear Cult of Personality pop on. Who gets the headlines then? You got all this Will Ospreay talk and all this talk about Ronda. Who has the headlines going into next Monday at that point? Or you know what I mean, after the Monday after that. So yeah. Yeah, James, I'm gonna have to sell it. How minds can change in the matter of just a week or so, but I just think it's now too juicy for them to not do it, because one punches, the other counter punches. And what a counter punch this would be. And what a black eye it would be if he can come back and kind of behave himself and be a model citizen and just be a phenomenal wrestler like we know he can be. But yeah, I'm gonna eat crow.
Have you seen the light, Joe?
Yeah, I've seen the light, and yeah, I'm gonna have to owe everybody a big apology after this one.
Oh man, so I'm gonna say this. I don't know if we get Punk back. If we do, it's gonna break the internet and it's gonna break Twitter.
Yeah,
and I'm absolutely here for, like, I'm this kind of petty. I'm not gonna call you out, but every single one of you who trashed this, who trashed CM Punk, who had all these things to say, and WWE will never get them back. I have a conspiracy theory that I'm going to share if he does return to WWE. It's a big conspiracy theory, and I know I'm wrong about it, but it's at least fun to think about. I'll share it if he returns to WWE. But I think we get a big surprise. I just don't think it's the surprise we think we're going to get. I don't think it's going to be him. I think that may happen later. I think that would be better suited for the Rumble. Imagine the pop that you get at the Rumble if he's entrant number 21, 20, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
But it would be very, very interesting if he popped up on Saturday. So just because I want to see it happen at the Rumble, I'm going to say no sell. But honestly, I think I probably kind of see it happening sooner rather than later too.
Oh, it's going to be interesting. Who just said Hassan? Just said that they're. You know what, Jeff? They're doing a Thanksgiving show. There it is.
All right.
It says Thursday at 8 p.m. It says celebrate Thanksgiving with the stars on Impact Wrestling next week on Impact on Access TV. So we might have been wrong. We may have been wrong. Maybe we will see you on Thursday. We'll see. We'll look into it and we'll see what it is. If it's a bunch of stuff that's pre-recorded and stuff like that, or have been recorded, or repeats of matches or anything like that, we're not gonna. I don't want to bust up anyone's family time or anything like that. Jeff spends time with family. I spend time with family. So I have a really early day the next day because I have Black Friday shopping. I got to be at my store at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So we'll see. We'll see what it looks like. If it looks like it's going to be anything at all interesting, Hassan, we'll consider it. If it doesn't, and it looks like it's just going to be taped and stuff like that, and it's not anything really new, then probably not. Probably not. Kenny P says, I take it back. You've convinced me he'll be there. Let's see. Sell, because 95% chance they will be surprise or two. Let's see. Randy rumored return is Grand Rapids. Oh, Grand Rapids, they're in on Monday? Okay. Trust me, if Randy is on TV, then WWE would know the entire arena on Saturday will be chanting Punk's name. It's going to be Orton, not Punk. Talking about Heath. I don't think we're talking about Heath turning up. No, I love Heath, but no, I don't think that would fit the bill. I hate to admit this, but if he does show up there, then the rumors could be true. If Punk is truly coming back, it has to be connected with Shinsuke. Yeah, you would kind of think, right? Somebody that Shinsuke is alluding to is going to be some sort of surprise. I just don't know who that might be. So I take it back as well. You convinced me now. It wasn't someone accusing CM Punk of being a spy for Triple H and AEW anyway. Who else would Nakamura be talking about if it isn't him? I really don't like Punk, but he could show up anywhere regardless. I don't like him or not. CM Punk, yes, on Impact Wrestling on Thanksgiving Day. Okay. I have to be at my store until 8 on Black Friday. Yeah, dude, I'm 5:45 a.m. to 4 in the afternoon that day. So it is. I've said this before. It is my 38th Black Friday, 38th Black Friday in retail, which is insane, insane. So, all right, Jeff, let's go on to our third topic for sell or no sell.
All right, topic number 3. Here we go. TNA has to make a splash signing in 2024 to account for not landing Will Ospreay, Joe. Sell or no sell?
Oh man, that's a good question. We were just talking, right, about Mercedes possibly. So do they need the question is, do they need to sign someone like that to account for not landing Will Ospreay? Wow. Okay. I like it. This is a hard one. This is a tough one. I guess I think the key word that I'm looking at there is a splash signing. So, like a really big name signing. Wow. I like what they have. I mean, you know what? I'm going to sell. Yeah, I'm going to sell it. I'm going to sell it. Yeah. I love it. Yeah, I went back and forth, but I went with my heart on that. Yeah, I do. I kind of do. I kind of do. I love the wrestlers they have there. I love the Josh Alexanders. I love the Jordan Grace, the Moose, the women they have, Trinity, everyone that's on that roster. I absolutely love. They're all fantastic wrestlers. But I do kind of think they do. I think they do need it. I think they need a big name. There are a lot of free agents out there. Whether it be a big name for the women or a big name for the men, I do kind of think so. They have a lot of young talent in Impact that are going to grow with that company over the years and are going to be champions for a long, long time to come. But in order to now, I guess I could waver if at Hard to Kill, we do find out indeed that it's going to be Ospreay and Josh. If they end up having that, then I could waver away from it saying no, because that match is huge and it's big enough to carry the pay-per-view along with whatever else they're going to give us. I mean, we already know we're getting Trinity and Jordan Grace, and we're getting Moose and Alex Shelley. We already know that. So they're our main events. But that match would headline a pay-per-view anywhere. And if we do get that, then I think that could kind of overcome it. But I kind of do. I kind of do think that someone big name should debut at that Vegas pay-per-view, because I think it would be absolutely huge. So yeah, I'm going to sell it. Jeff, what do you think?
I think this might be the first time we went opposite the whole time.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, you're probably right. It probably is.
Yeah, I'm gonna say no sell. Because I think the talent that they have there currently is good enough, like you said. And the other part of that, I think, is their fresh names. So your broader audience that's going to tune in to TNA for the first time in however many years it's been since they've been off the bandwagon, they're going to be like, oh, okay, so this person reminds me of so-and-so in TNA from, 2000 whatever. So I think they have the talent there to do it. It would be nice. I think that if they do bring in a bigger name, it'll be in the knockouts division. Like I alluded to earlier. But I do think that they'll pick up one of these two names. They'll either pick up Mustafa Ali or Shelton Benjamin. I think that's a possibility.
Both big names, yeah. I mean, both are tremendous. Tremendous. Can you imagine Mustafa in the X division?
Oh, I know that, man. Crazy. Him and Speedball. Sign me up for that right now.
Oh my God, him and Trey Miguel, like so many good matchups that could be. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be okay with that. Women, I would love to see Lacey Evans.
Yeah.
Would love to see Lacey in Impact. I think she'd be tremendous if she wants to wrestle. So yeah. All right. Well, wow, there's a first. We disagreed on every single one. How about that? And look at that. We're not fighting.
Nope.
See, you can be happy and yet disagree. It can happen. So, all right, we're moving on to our new segment that we're doing every week now, and that is the burning. It's going to get a little fiery in here. It's going to get a little hot. It's going to get a little hot in here. The burning question of the week is, what's the best storyline in wrestling right now? A year ago, and even probably 3-4 months ago, this would have been a no-brainer. It was always the bloodline, right? Always the bloodline. But what is it now? Because I know some people are starting to get a little sour on the bloodline. They want to kind of see it moving on. They want to kind of see it, all right, I've kind of seen enough. It's all the same thing. I'm getting a little tired of it. So what is it? What is the best storyline in wrestling right now? This is a fantastic question. And so look at the answers we're already getting. Just a lot of different things for different people. This is really interesting. I mean, we're at the time of the year where you're getting a lot of these war games things going on, right? So wouldn't be surprised if people are saying the war games stuff, and stuff like that. So what is your guys' answer? Shout them out. And Jeff, what is yours, man? What is yours? I think I've got one in mind, but what's yours? What are you picking for right now?
So contrary to many people's belief, I don't absolutely despise and hate AEW. There are times where it frustrates me, but I don't absolutely hate it. And you'll be able to tell by what I'm about to say. Hangman Adam Page and Swerve Strickland right now for me, that their whole interaction, Swerve showing up at Hangman's house and, breaking that boundary, that for me felt like some old school 90s in the best possible way storyline, and the match lived up to that. The match delivered on what we would expect if that were something that happened in life. Like if you break in my house and you do that, me and you, we got to have a talk, and it's not going to be with words. We're going to be talking with our hands. Like I gotta, me and you, we got to get physical. We got to move some furniture at that point. So, yeah, I mean, it the way it played out yesterday was great. It makes me think about, if this isn't it, what are they going to do to top that? What's the next step if that's not it? But it also made me really, really, I'm not going to say for the first time, but it made me want Swerve in the main event picture. Like I've got to see it at some point now, because he's that doggone good. So yeah, that's my top storyline right now.
Nice. Okay. All right. Let me just read out some people's stuff here. Let's see. We got MJF and the Devil. Let's see. We've got the building of damage control. Jacob saying, I thought something of Booker Wrestler. Oh, nice. He has a Booker Wrestler for us. We've been having to skip that because we run long, but we still have that as part of the show. So we'll definitely consider that. Thank you. The building of damage control, the devil, the Judgment Day, LWO, says Jacob. That's an interesting one. I like that. Judgment Day and Drew. Let's see. We got imagine Mustafa Ali and TNA. That would be awesome. Him wrestling anyone there. For Impact, I say what's next for Rosemary, says Jacob. Okay. Streaming the return of CM Punk Survivor Series. Yeah, we will be. Yes, Jason, we are streaming Survivor Series. Yes, we will be doing that. Damage Control, the Devil Mask, 1B Judgment Day, the Devil by a Hair, and Judgment Day. We've got Judgment Day. I want to see the TNA version of Rosemary. Devil and the Dude with the Mask or Swerve Hangman, says Bonus Baby. I've seen the home invasion thing before, so I didn't pick that, although I like Paige's promo, and yeah, they have had good matches. The Devil Mask, Maki Ito and Nick Gage. Strange Friendship, says Clown. Nice. Okay. Yeah, you know what? If you would have told me about maybe 8-9 months ago that the biggest faction in WWE right now would be what it is, I would have told you we're probably crazy. But I do believe they really did a great job with them, and the Judgment Day is probably where I'm at right now. They're kind of must see right now. They're kind of must see. And I think they've really taken the place of the Bloodline too. I think more people are kind of tuning in to watch and see where that goes. You want to boo, you want to boo Mysterio. You want to hear what Rhea's got to say. You want to see the whole backstage antics that go on. Is Drew going to join them? Is he not? Who are they going to attack next? I mean, I honestly think, and it's crazy to say, but I think they have moved ahead in WWE as the big thing and the must-see thing. It's kind of flipped a little bit, and they're doing a great job. Now they're adding members. It's starting to grow a little bit. Those kind of factions are always fun to watch because you're always going to see them using their numbers to beat down your favorites week after week after week. And then, once they finally build up to the fact that they're going to get some revenge on them. And again, you're going to see that play out at War Games. I wouldn't be surprised if they'd lose that because it really wouldn't mean anything if they did as far as titles go or any of that stuff. So, but yeah, Judgment Day has my attention. The Devil Mask would probably be number 2. I'm curious as to what that is. I still think, I think that's pretty easy though, to be honest, as to who that is. I really do. It was solidified for me with the match last night too. I think that's a very easy guess as to who that is. I hope it's not, because if this goes on for a while longer, however that may be months or so, then I hope I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure that is Adam Cole. I just am. I think it's pretty easy to see. I could be off base, but yeah, those are my big 2. I think the Judgment Day is really doing well, and the fact that, like I said, the Bloodline story is just not. It's kind of fallen off. It's kind of fallen off, which is kind of crazy. Once you did see though this past week, isn't it funny how Cody injected himself back into the Bloodline? Crazy, right? And he hadn't been around it. And then all of a sudden you see him in Nick Aldis's office on SmackDown, and everybody's like, why is he there? And then he showed up to attack the Bloodline. So again, it's there. He's back involved in that. And so you might see that starting to come in. I think once that comes around again and it ends up being Roman and Cody, then probably Roman and Cody will jump to the head of the table. But yeah. So that's good stuff, everybody. Thanks for participating in that. Pardon me for being a bit sour, but I heard on Full Gear that AEW is finding a new championship belt. I'm sorry, but we don't need another belt on AEW right now. I feel like we have enough. Von Wagner and Robert Stone storyline in NXT. I'm enjoying it in an odd way, as Von Wagner has no acting skills, but it's very engaging.
And I think that's why I like it, because he's not like over the top, overacting. I think that's what I like about it. That's why it's drawing me in.
Something different for everybody, which is what's cool. Everybody's going to have something different that they like, and that's what makes wrestling cool. All right, I think we're going on, and we're getting a little late, so I think probably, Jeff, I guess we're going to go to our favorite moments of the week, huh? We do have, obviously, a quick what to watch for. We could probably just go with that. I mean, what to watch for. And we've been talking about it, Survivor Series. So we will definitely have that on the channel. Probably started a little early, probably a 7:30 start, I would think, if we have to get some predictions in, if we don't get a chance to do those. But, of course, this is coming up this coming Saturday. We will have it on the channel. We don't do a lot of the WWE stuff during the week anymore because we just don't have the time to do it. But and Tazzy does a really good job with it. But we will definitely be doing Survivor Series. So please come out and join us this coming Saturday night. For Survivor Series, which should be a lot of fun. This is one of their more fun pay-per-views, and having the war games and stuff like that is makes it that much more fun. So come out and check us out next Saturday.
You know what? He might not be able to say it this year, but dang it, I'm putting him. He's there. Darn it.
War games. Yeah, no one can say it like Mr. Regal, man. No one can say it like Mr. Regal. Was really hoping we would hear it at some point before it all gets underway. Who knows? Who knows? Maybe he shows up at the pay-per-view. Maybe that's a surprise. Maybe he shows up at the pay-per-view and comes out and does it before the start. I mean, that'd be incredible. That would absolutely be incredible. So maybe that's one of the surprises we get. That'd be awesome. So come and join us. We'll be here next Saturday. And like I said, probably 7:30 p.m. Eastern time start. So come out and check it out with us. All right. Now we're moving on to favorite moments of the week. We're going to go, you know how we do this. 3, 2, 1. Give us your 3 favorite moments in wrestling of this past week, and we end on a good note. So let's start number 3. Give us your number 3s in the chat. And Jeff, let's go 3, 2, 1. What is your 3rd favorite moment of the week?
Man, my number 3, I'm going to be a homer. I don't care if that offends people. But seeing Rhino and Heath reunite at the end of Impact, I thought was, well, not at the end, but at the end of that match was really, really special, I thought.
Impact does things so well in that regard. When they know somebody is kind of leaving the company or going away, they really do a good job with that. And having Heath and Rhino reunite in the ring, and Rhino is going to stick around with Impact because he is going to do backstage work, producing and stuff like that. So having them reunite in the ring that one last time as a goodbye to Heath, I think was about as good as you can get. Really, really fantastic and very, very well done. Yeah, that's absolutely a great moment. Absolutely a great moment. Man, my number 3, I just had it in my head. You know what? I'm going to think about it a little bit, and I'm going to see what people are saying. Women's War Games are all set, says Brandon. Swerve and Hangman Page, Texas Death Matches 3. Women's War Game all set. Had my first pint of eggnog while watching Full Gear. Nice. The surprise return of Hammerstone to MLW on last night's pay-per-view. Women's War Games match getting finished up. Tony Storm's letter to TK at the scrum. I have to watch that. I did get it from Derek. I have to watch that when I get off of here. I need a laugh. Deanna versus Tasha. That was hilarious. Talking about the twerk off. It was so good. It was so good, dude. You know what I'm going? And this is a weird one. Just because I love him and so many people hate him, and Heather would kill me if she were on.
Oh boy. I know where you're going.
Bully Ray, man, Kylan King and Bully Ray. I don't know what he's doing now, but I just like it. He's putting people over. You know, he's doing him and Jordan Grace when he looked like he was going to beat the snot out of her, and then he hands her the trophy. I just kind of like it. He's just giving credence to these women and putting them over, and I think it's cool, man. Anytime a guy like that people just can't stand the dude, and he's going out there and he's just doing this. I don't even know what kind of part he's playing, if he's playing a part at all, because he's acting just so like, yeah, he's just kind of cool, and he's not really overly emotional anymore, and then he just tells Jordan Grace, he's like, here, go get it. I mean, just simple words, but coming from a guy like that, I really dug that. I thought that was really, really cool. I don't know if he's going to be involved in anything going forward, but if that's what he's doing, I'm down with it, because it's very subtle, but you can see what he's doing, and I like it. That's my number 3. We got Joe and social media and Moose promo. Jacob liked my social media thing. Well, thank you, Jacob. Dragon Lee versus Axiom. Dragon Lee and Axiom. He's acting like a tweener. Yeah, I don't know where he's going, dude, but I kind of dig it. Man. All right, Jeff, what's your number 2? And chat, give us your number 2.
All right, my number 2 for the week is the different storylines that we have involved in this women's War Games match. I'm going to say something that may be a little controversial, but this is the most invested that I've been in WWE's women's division in a little while. I was there for Becky and what she did in NXT, but in terms of SmackDown and Raw, I was like, okay, at some point I got to have something that's a little bit different. And honestly, what they've done to build that match has gotten me reinvested. So yeah, I'm going to shout that out as my number 2. I really enjoy the addition of Becky. We know we're going to get some breakdowns. We might get breakdowns on both teams. We might get some double turns or something. I don't know, but I'm excited about it, and I'm investing in this match now.
Yeah, for sure. Oh man, my number 2. Well, let me see. I know what my number 1 is. Oh my gosh, I had this right on top of my head. Let me read these quick, and I'm going to see if I can remember it. Derek saying Josh versus Ospreay was his number 2. Dragon Lee and Axiom, man, that was a match. Ospreay versus Josh on Impact. Sunny Kiss versus Trinity, says bonus baby. Cody on SmackDown attacking the Bloodline. 2 women's War Games and Tony Storm's character. Luther is a butler. The Deathmatch Sword versus Paige. My number 2 is Will Ospreay versus Josh. My number 2. I thought of it. See, it helps me do that. I am loving the interactions with LA Knight and Paul Heyman. Loving it, man. Loving it. You can't get better stuff on TV than that. That is absolutely a perfect way, because everybody was thinking, that the people who the downers are out there like, yeah, he lost to Roman, he's done. He's going right back down the ladder. He's done. There's no way he's going to get that back again. No, have him go up against Heyman in a war of words. Priceless. Absolutely priceless. Heyman is so good at what he does, and that's only going to help LA Knight with what he does, because to match wits with Paul Heyman is not easy. So for him to get better and improve on what he does really well even more, you put him up with Paul Heyman in a war of words. It's fantastic television, and I absolutely love that. I am a big fan of LA Knight, and I'm a bigger fan of Paul Heyman and what he's done over the course of his career. He's absolutely amazing at doing it, and just absolutely love the interactions between those two. I hope we get more as they end up going where they're going to go. I think that's a fantastic way of doing things. And even though the Bloodline story is kind of dwindling, especially with Roman and stuff not being there, and we kind of know where the ending is going to come, maybe with Cody, I still enjoy that they are still focusing on LA Knight and trying to get him even more over than he already is, which I don't even know if that's really possible, but that's my number 2. Let's see. People giving us their number 1s, jumping the gun a little bit. Io Sky, Kairi Sane, and Asuka. My number 2 is Will and Josh. And then death matches is your number 2. I'm gonna have to check that out. See, I can't even really comment on that as far as one of them. 2 women's war games and Toni Storm's character. Okay. It's time for our number 1s. Some people are shouting theirs out already. Jeff, number 1 moment of the week, dude.
All right, my number 1 moments of the week. Yes, moments, because
1A,
I can't
1B.
choose 1A, 1B, and don't ask me which one is which because I'm not going to choose. 2 matches that stood out to me for 2 very different reasons. 1, match of the year contender, Josh Alexander versus Will Ospreay. That was a technical masterpiece. Storytelling, psychology, it had everything. It had brutality. It had some phenomenal false finishes. It had, the ups and downs of a match, and you really thought that Josh was going to win. Then, it just, the momentum kept shifting. It was great and just a phenomenal match. But Swerve Strickland versus Hangman Adam Page, that Texas death match. If you haven't seen it, go check it out. It was worth the price of admission, I'll say. That was my favorite match from Full Gear. I thought they really it felt like a good payoff because you're seeing things escalate and you're like, okay, it can't just be a regular match. You see a little bit of blood. You got to see some different stuff. And that's what happened in this match. And it was great. So yeah, those are my 2 favorite moments. Very different matches. Swerve and Hangman just beat the crap out of each other. Bloody. You got staples. There's just a lot there. So those are my 2 favorite moments of the week.
Sorry, had to run away for a second. Yeah, no, great choices, dude. Great choices. Yeah, I definitely have to see that Hangman Adam Page match. No doubt. I definitely have to see it. So, yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to watch that, and definitely have to check out that Toni Storm thing too. My number 1, we called it the same this week. I'm gonna go with Josh and Will Ospreay. I mean, it was just that Will Ospreay just continues to just amaze me at what he's done in wrestling and at what he's done with those guys in Impact Wrestling. It is truly phenomenal. The matches that I've seen him in and what he can do, he is going to be fantastic in AEW. And that match with Josh, man, oh man, we have to realize that Josh is just coming off of a major injury. He was out for close to a year, and the stuff that he does is just incredible. And these 2 in that match, like I said, it's gonna be a really tough choice for match of the year this year, but this one is really up there. It was that good. So like Jeff kept saying too, if you haven't seen this, go check it out. I'm sure it's on their YouTube page and stuff by now where you can watch it. Truly a phenomenal match put on by 2 of the absolute best in the wrestling business right now, hands down. So the last 6 or 7 minutes of that match was on the edge of my seat. You're just getting, again, it looks like someone's pinned and done. Nope, keeps going. Nope, keeps going. Nope, keeps going. Just over and over. Just fantastic action and a wonderful match between 2 just absolutely amazing wrestlers. So, yeah, that was my number 1, no doubt. Let's see what people's number 1s are. We've got Drew going heel. Is he really though? Is he really? We don't know yet. Let's put a pin in that one. We'll see a little bit more probably on Raw about that. Drew going heel. Hope he brings back Broken Dreams. His current theme doesn't fit now. Number one is Paul Heyman's promo masterclass. I agree. The man is the best. Swerve and Hangman, just phenomenal. I'm going to watch it for a 5th time tonight. LOL. Oh my gosh. Josh and Ospreay, number one. Drew's heel turn. Number one, Josh and Will. Josh and Ospreay. Santos Escobar promo. Okay, yeah. That was a good one. Lashley and B-Fab thing. My number one, what's going on with that? Are they teaming up? My number one is Hangman versus Swerve from AEW. Ospreay versus Alexander. Kenny P says the death match. Sting, Edge, and Christian. Okay. First time I've seen that mentioned, but Ric Flair getting involved there at the end. Kenny says blood drinking. Drew turns heel. Heel turn Texas death match and unexpected Chelsea Green character. What did Chelsea do? I didn't see that. Chelsea have a new character? I didn't see that. Is she going to play the hot mess on WWE? That'd be pretty cool. I'd be down with that. Can we also appreciate that in the space of about a week, Will Ospreay had 3 bangers with Impact Wrestling? Yeah, he did. Josh and Ospreay and Eddie Kingston talking truth on Ring of Honor. Eddie Kingston, always a good promo. Always a good promo.
Always.
All right, guys. Well, it is exactly 11 o'clock, and there you go. There you have it. Another episode of Between the Ropes. We are done for tonight. Hope you enjoyed the show. Hope you liked what you heard. And again, come back and join us. We'll check into the whole Thanksgiving thing. We'll keep you posted on the socials. We'll have to see exactly what it's going to be. If it looks like it's going to be something worth doing a thing for, we'll consider it. But we'll let you know. So just keep posted to the socials about it. But otherwise, if we do not see you, please have a safe and happy Thanksgiving. If you do indeed celebrate it, eat lots of turkey, fall into a food coma, have some pumpkin pie, sweet potatoes, whatever it is you do, but enjoy it. Hopefully you can spend time with your family and with your friends on the holiday, and then go out and shop till you drop on Black Friday, as if that's really what you want to do. So have a great rest of your night, folks. Please stay safe. Please be kind to one another on those socials and stuff like that. And hopefully we will see you all for our next show. Have a great rest of your night, guys, and we'll talk to you soon.